Welcome back to another live stream video. Today we're going to be discussing about the ongoing strikes in Iran. We're going to be talking about a little bit about the debate that happened both on my channel and on Sneako's channel. I definitely have to go watch the full debate between Alex Jones and Sneako. It wasn't the most serious debate in the world, but I did see a couple serious points that were made about radical Islam between Sneako and Alex Jones, so I just really want to tune in for that. And as far as everything else goes, we're just going to be going over some news stuff that's going on. I'm actually very happy that we went back into Iran. As long as we can go in there and finish the job without being in there for 20 years, I think it's a fantastic thing. But if we end up in there for 20 years, I will say that's Trump's, one of Trump's wrongdoings, right? But I don't think that's ever going to happen. Get the likes way up though. Welcome in, guys. Good afternoon. I hope everyone's doing fantastic out there today. If you guys didn't see, like I said before, there was a very, very interesting debate that went on yesterday, mostly about Islam, between Sneako and Alex Jones. Not really a big Sneako fan. I think he's pretty idiotic. But it is what it is, right? Hello, Gigi. Welcome back. Gigi, we should watch the Alex Jones and Sneako debate together and the VC later. Wars on Wars. Merciful Wolf, where have you been, brother? I've been trying to get you on here. How you doing? I saw you in the VC, but I figured you were probably going to go to sleep soon. So Trump is finishing the job, it looks like. I don't know if we're going to put boots on the ground or what. I will go ahead and say, if you're playing this clip in the future and something bad happened, you need to say, he supported that war, now it turned into a 20-year war. I'm making it clear as day. If this turns into a 20-year war, that's a bad thing that Donald J. Trump did. But if he goes in there and takes care of this before the year's end, or maybe even it goes in a little bit into 2027. Okay, fine. But if it lasts longer than that, I'm probably just going to have to disagree with it. He has to go in quickly and harshly. We should just drop everything we got, honestly. We should drop everything we got on Iran. We should do whatever we can to make sure that we don't got to go like boots on the ground necessarily. We should try to help a revolution because you got to think about it. They do have a big population. Iran does have a population of around 90 million people. So if we go in there boots on the ground fighting 90 million people, obviously that's not a good strategy to do. Unless there's certain military bases, or if we want to take over Tehran and make it the American capital, we could do that as well. But there's a lot of people over there. But mostly the people in the city of Tehran are more educated and they're against the IRGC. The people that live in the countryside, those are the people that are less educated and they're more in favor of the Islamic regime and the IRGC. So I can say that much. Well, we got about 40 people in here. We're just starting up the live stream. If you can leave us a like. The only pride flag you need. I agree, man. I agree. God bless you guys. God bless you. Actually, Donald J. Trump controls Benjamin Netanyahu. Trump was actually having this idea that the IRGC was willing to negotiate with him and that they were more money-oriented than their morals. That's one thing I will say about Trump. He thinks money rules everything. Sometimes that's why I believe he thinks he can negotiate with the IRGC. Because Trump thinks money rules everything. That's his mindset. He thinks that he can pay a terrorist government to collaborate with us and work with us. And I'll have to say I disagree with Trump about that. Most of the time, you cannot negotiate with terrorists. But having your whole life negotiated business deals and every single scumbag you see just wants money, I can understand why Trump would think that we can negotiate with Iran. Even the countryside hates the regime because they suffered through the worst of the droughts. That's a great point right there. He'll win the midterms if he destroys the regime before the midterms. Maybe. If he can destroy the regime efficiently and effectively, if Trump can do what he did to Venezuela, to Iran, he needs to show the world. Trump needs to show the world that we were going easy on Iran. He needs to show the world that we were just going easy. Because if the world thinks this is as bad as we can get, then that's going to make us look soft. Now that we went back in, we got to triple down, double down. Get the likes way, way up, guys. But yeah, we got to go in there and we got to take care of business. Obama tried to buy them with pallets of cash. That's honestly every president's problem. And it's not just Trump, it's not Obama, it's not Biden. Every single president of the United States, they all think that Iran is business oriented. Iran is not business oriented. I'm sorry. They don't care about piles of cash. They could have been rich with America if they just work with us, but they don't even care about being rich with America. Yeah, that's the thing. We need to focus on taking out the leadership. How many leadership positions could there possibly be in Iran? Okay, a couple thousand people. America should be able to take them all out with drone strikes. I mean, we should be able to use something. Can't we use the Jewish space lasers? Can America use the same space laser that we gave to Israel on Iran, or is that too much? Or can America and Israel both use their space lasers on Iran? Just to show some new power and new technology? Iran isn't getting any... You can keep talking about the MOU all you want. You can keep saying, oh, Trump is going to give Iran money. That's already out of the table, I promise you. I already said this about 2 or 3 weeks ago when Trump announced the MOU. I said, this is ridiculous. This isn't going to happen. I'm pretty sure the President of the United States even knows this likely isn't going to happen. Like, even if they did agree to the peace treaty, I still don't believe they would have gotten that money. Because there would have been something they didn't agree on at one point or another. You'd love to have the flag, man. It's available on Amazon. That's all I got to tell you. Gas prices are going down. There's not bad consumer confidence. There's strong consumer confidence right now. What's up, Pro Master? How you doing, brother? Can you stop spamming? Thanks, I see you. I'm going to ask you. Okay, you're just going to spam. I'm going to time you out then. Adios. See you later. Get the likes up there. We got 7 likes. We did just start about 5 minutes ago. If we can get the likes up, that would be much appreciated. The regime must go. I'm all with you 100%. 100%. It's not the worst consumer confidence on record. What are you talking about? We literally went through World War I and World War II. He's done nothing but war. I love war. I love war. I hate the idiotic idea of living in peace. If I don't expect to live my life in peace on my day-to-day life, then why should our country expect not to go to war? Like what is wrong with y'all people? We know we can't live in peace in America. We have to deal with people trying to unalive us, all this stuff going on in our country, this terrible food that RFK Jr. needs to fix. We got all this stuff going on in America. And you guys out there need to realize we can't even have peace in our own country. So we ain't going to have peace in the Middle East anytime soon. If we can't even have peace inside the United States of America, if Israel can't even have peace inside of Israel, if Iran can't have peace inside Iran, if any country out there can't have peace, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why you think that all of a sudden we can just magically have peace. I told you Trump will come around. I already said I figured Trump will come around, but I was kind of crossing my fingers, hoping that the deal would go through. I kind of wish the deal would have gone through, but I don't want the money to go to them. My understanding of it was the deal was probably going to go through, but it was going to be something like the Gaza deal, where it's not 100%. Hey, we got Cape Coral in the house. What's up, Cape Coral? Real close to me, man. Real close to me. That's awesome, brother. Good afternoon. Palestine is not in the Bible. We already showed the verse. We already talked about the verses in Exodus. It's not my fault that biblical education and the Hebrew language disagrees with you. I also wish the deal to go through, but you can't see. But you can see they can't be trusted. Yeah, I'm with you 100%, man. Like, I don't know. Obviously, they're liars. They can't be trusted. Trump even said he doesn't care about negotiating with them all. God bless Trump, though. God bless Israel, and God bless the Iranian people. Amen. I don't believe that's true, but I really don't care about consumer sentiment. All I care about is the economy. Consumer sentiment is irrelevant. The regime literally bombed the ships. Yeah, that's one of the reasons this came through. And allegedly before this, I heard that Iran was still bombing ships and attacking ships. I mean, they just want absolute control over the Strait of Hormuz. Even Oman was supposed to have some kind of power over the Strait of Hormuz. Iran isn't the only country that is on the Strait of Hormuz. There's multiple countries on the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran wants all the power. That's what all this is about. They want all the power. That's what this is about. But as far as Alex Jones and Sneeko, you should watch that debate. Because Alex Jones pointed out the fact that radical Islam is trying to take over America. And then Sneeko responded and said, 1.8% of the immigrants that come into this country are Muslim. I don't think that's true. But what I can say is 87% of global terror attacks are radical Islamists. They're not Christians. They're not Jews. The reason I think Christians and Jews should team up is because we have many common enemies. As far as our religious differences go, obviously we're not going to go, Christians believe we're not going to go to the same place. I'll put it bluntly. Christians do not believe Jews are going to go to the same place as them. But Jews believe Christians are going to go to heaven. So why wouldn't I side with the Jews rather than siding with the Muslims? The Jews ain't doing anything, but I will say everyone is trying to fight for their side with their own motives and intentions. I don't care about Israel's intentions with Iran. I don't care about Israel's intentions with any of that stuff. They ain't going to bait us or trap us to do any more than what we want to do. And we proved that. We proved that. If we don't want to go into this war, we don't give a damn how many Israelis are crying, what prime ministers are crying. We don't care about Ben-Gvir or any of those people. We'll go against all of that. We are here for America first. It doesn't mean we can't be allies with Israel. We should be allies with Israel. But we should do what we got to do for America. Just like if Israel tells us to stop attacking Iran and we didn't finish the job, we got to finish the job if we need to finish the job. But we're not going to do for Israel's agenda. We're going to do for America's agenda. But we are willing to work with Israel. We are willing to work with Israel, especially if it means taking on the terrorists. Every country has to put their country first. Just like if there's something we do that Israel doesn't like, Israel has to finish the job. If there's something we didn't do that they want to do, then they can go do it themselves. They can go do it themselves, but we need to finish this efficiently and effectively. We need F-22s, F-16s. We need every single one of those jets to come over there. Okay, we have over 2,000 F-22 fighter jets, I believe. If we had 2,000 F-22 fighter jets in the sky, all bombing Iran, it would be over. We only had a couple hundred. The American forces I think brought maybe like 15 or 20 F-22 jets. And the Israeli forces, they brought over 200 F-22 jets. They brought their entire air force into Iran, practically, from what I heard, to destroy the Iranians. So if we can at least get a couple more, if we can at least get maybe 1,000 planes, maybe 500 planes, maybe 900 planes, and if we can get maybe one or two more aircraft carriers with lots of these jets, maybe 5 more aircraft carriers. I don't care how many we need, but we can get more aircraft carriers in the region, okay? And we can put thousands of jets up. We can put thousands of jets up. Unfortunately, children are going to die in Iran and people are going to die in a war, and there's no way of stopping that. There's not a single country on this earth that's been in a war before where children haven't died before. And the effed up thing is these children are going to die no matter what. If they try to fight against the IRGC, dead. If they try to escape Iran, dead. If they try to, do any little thing that's not with the IRGC, if they team up with the IRGC, dead. I mean, it's messed up. Thank you for that gift, though, GL Builds. I hope someone strikes Khamenei's funeral, too. I mean, what the... Trump is talking all this big shit. It's time to prove it now. It's time to prove that we don't give a damn. I already see Trump's kind of being a little bit soft on him. If we're going to go back in, we got to go back in full force. More Iranians will die if the regime survives. So some people are also making that argument. If we let the Iranian regime survive, then more people are going to lose their lives. More people are going to lose their lives. So that's just another thing. So not only are we got to protect future generations of Iranians, we got to end this now. I'm not one of those people to say America should go install a government. America should go install a government. I was just trying to say let the Iranian people pick the Shah or pick whoever they want. But now I'm starting to feel a little bit differently. I feel like America has no choice except to go install whatever new leader we want. Obviously, he has to be Persian, so it can't be an American, it can't be an African, it can't be a European. But it has to be a Persian, and we have to install someone for better leadership of Iran, someone that's well educated. Maybe the Shah or maybe someone else, I don't know. I kind of feel like it shouldn't be the Shah. It's not that I don't like the Shah, it's that I feel like he's Americanized a bit. You know, he doesn't deserve to lose his life, and I feel like he'd be a major target to be killed. If we let someone else come in the office that's not the Shah, maybe the Shah can be like the head leader, or maybe he can just be a temporary leader, like Sam said. We can run an election and we can let the people vote themselves. At the same time, you know, they could vote another terrorist then. So at this point, I just feel like we should, you know, establish some kind of democracy. We should establish some kind of democracy in Iran, an actual democracy. And I think if we took over the country of Iran and we had full control over it, we could get lots of investors, especially the Arabs and all the different, you know, people around the Middle East. They would definitely invest in money if they knew Iran was stable and we could, you know. Trump did not tank the economy. 240,000 new jobs last month. Inflation is down. Gas prices are up. Stock market's up over 45% since Donald J. Trump took into office. That's horrible, man. They're ramping up executions of people that are going against the Iranian government in Iran. That's crazy, man. 25th Amendment is never going to happen, man. You guys can keep crying. You're not going to be able to do it. Democrats are weak-minded all around. There is lots of Australians on here yesterday. Do we got any other Australians on here today other than Sam? I'm just curious, guys. Trump is single-handedly saving the United States. In the last 2 months, listen closely. I know you Democrats are not the best at hearing, but I said 240,000 jobs added in the last 2 months. That was 100% correct. Go ahead and Google search it yourself. We have the most jobs right now than we've ever had in the history of the United States of America. That is a fact. If you look at the total overall jobs that we have today versus a year ago, versus 2 years ago, versus 3 years ago, we have more jobs today than we've ever had in the history of America. Yet you people out there are still making excuses. ICE is the best. I love ICE. No, they're actually higher paying jobs as well. According to a lot of Democrats I debated, their wages kept up with inflation. That's the funny thing. You believe all these studies, all this garbage about inflation, all this stuff about Biden. You believe every single metric of every single data you read online. If you want to believe every single article and every single metric of data you believe online, I can show you an article that says you should be fine that everyone's wages kept up with inflation during COVID. So everyone should be fine. That was literally a Democrat's argument, and they had a source to back it up. So I don't know what to tell you. I completely disagree. I think anyone with a little bit of intelligence could tell you that Biden's CPI reports were either fake or they're using, skewed numbers in some way or another. Gas prices are about $52 cheaper than they were under Joe Biden. I mean, if you want to debate me, you can join that Discord link right down below there. I don't need to Google it. I look at the facts every day. The job market's fantastic. Peace out, Sam. Have a good one, brother. I know the job market's strong. It could be a lot stronger. It's not where I want it to be at right now, but it's very, very strong. Anyone that wants to get a job can get one. Especially if you're not too picky about the job that you want to get. If you just want to make money or you just want to work, you can definitely find a job. Man, I don't think midterms have ever flushed out a corrupt system. I don't know where you get that idea that midterms are going to flush out a corrupt system. Even though I believe we're going to win the midterms, the Republicans are, it doesn't matter who's going to win. It's not going to flush out the corruption. Every country has corruption. Every single country has corruption. But get the likes up there. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to drop some super chats. If you want to debate, please join the Discord down below. Please join the Discord down below. If you want to talk about Epstein for a second, let's talk about how Alex Jones is in the Epstein files. Why is Alex Jones in the Epstein files? Why is every single person in America that's ever stood up or spoke against corruption or spoke against the deep state government or spoke and exposed about Jeffrey Epstein on the Epstein files? Alex Jones was put in the Epstein files not because he communicated with Epstein. He never communicated with Epstein. He actually exposed the Epstein files. Alex Jones is the only person that really knew about Epstein 10, 15 years ago. Why would anyone care if Alex Jones is in the file? Why would anyone care if Donald Trump is in the file? That's how I'm going to respond to. You guys don't care that Alex Jones is in the file, but you do care that Trump is in the file. Why do you care that Trump is in the file? That way you can congratulate him on being the man that put Epstein in prison? Because that's what the Epstein file says. The Epstein file says Donald J. Trump put Epstein in jail multiple times. In fact, the Epstein file says the only reason that Epstein even went to jail was because of Trump. But double tap those likes. Get the likes way, way up there. Get the likes way up there. Trump has never been charged in his entire life with any sexual crimes. Not even one single time. You guys are all just giving me hoaxes and bullshit. Not a single criminal charge for any sexual offenses. Not a single one. His record is clean. Completely clean. Not a single criminal charge. I will pay anyone $100. $100. Right hand to God. I will give you $100 if you can show me a sexual crime that's on Donald J. Trump's criminal record. I will give you $100. I will give you $1,000 if you can show me one single crime that's a sexual crime on Donald J. Trump's criminal record. I will give you $10,000 if you can show me a single sexual crime on Donald J. Trump's criminal record. $10,000, right hand to God. Just join that Discord and show me proof. Show me proof. Show me a picture of Trump's criminal record where it says he has sex crimes. That's not Photoshop. That's real. But double tap that like button. Get those likes way, way, way up. You're talking about a civil case, not a criminal case. That's a civil case. Suing people for money is not the same thing as accusing someone of a crime. If you're accusing someone of a crime, you take it up in criminal court. If you're accusing someone of something because you want money, you take it to civil court where you can easily get the money. You don't have to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a civil court. You don't have to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in a civil court. You don't. Anyone that goes to civil court that's found guilty, or not even guilty, because you can't even be found guilty in a civil court. You can't even be found guilty in a civil court. You want to know why you can't be found guilty in a civil court? Because you don't have to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You don't have to be guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You don't. The only thing you have to do is have if 51% of people think that you're liable for money, you have to pay the money. If 49% of people say that you're not liable for the money, and one person, 51% of people say you are, then you're going to pay. It's that simple. Get the likes way, way up there. Trump doesn't have to be elected again. He's already going to be president in 2028. But make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys get the likes way, way up. I'm so happy that Mr. Plattner suspended his main campaign. I mean, what was it for Graham Plattner for you Democrats? What made you guys not want to vote Graham Plattner? Was it the sexual assault claims? Was it the rape allegations? Was it the communism? Was it the Nazi tattoos? What was the red line with you with the Democrats for Graham Plattner? Where was the line at where you guys were like, no more, no more? I'm just curious. What was the line for that? Genuinely curious. I mean, some of you Democrats think that you're so politically your morality is so high. Democrats treat us Republicans and conservatives like they come from a place of moral superiority. Democrats really treat MAGA, Republicans, and 1776s like myself that their morality is higher than ours. How is their morality higher than ours? Their morality isn't higher than us. They are voting an actual rapist, convicted. Convicted. They would. They would. And when Graham Plattner comes, they don't care about allegations. They don't care about allegations. This man has about 3 or 4 grape allegations already. And he looks pretty guilty. I mean, he's on camera saying he needs time to think about these allegations. Why do you need time to think about these? If these allegations weren't true, why wouldn't you just keep running your campaign? Graham Plattner, if your allegations weren't true, why wouldn't you just keep running your campaign? Because when you stop running your campaign, it's almost like you have to admit guilt. It's almost like Graham Plattner had to admit guilt if he drops out of the race. Jean Carroll's a civil case. Where's my $100? I already told you you don't know the difference between civil and criminal. I already explained it to you. Civil is not a criminal case. You do not have to be found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. In fact, in civil cases, you can't be found guilty at all. It's not possible. It is a civil case. And if you want to bet $200 that it's not a civil case, then join my Discord. If you lose, you have to pay me $200. Join that Discord and show me evidence that E. Jean Carroll is not is a criminal case. Show me it's a criminal case. Show me E. Jean Carroll is a criminal case. Bet $100 against me that E. Jean Carroll's case is criminal. It's civil. We can bet $100 if you want to bet on it. It's not a criminal case because Trump is not a criminal. Join that link down below. Adam Mockler's nothing, man. I could easily just debate that guy and tear his ass inside out. No homo, though. Get the likes way, way, way up there, guys. Can we get to 100 likes? Not to mention E. Jean Carroll is a lying sack of shit. She lied under oath. That means she can go to jail for lying under oath. She is facing criminal charges. See, unlike Donald J. Trump, E. Jean Carroll is facing criminal charges. Criminal charges. She may be going to jail for lying under oath. There's actual evidence that E. Jean Carroll lied under oath. Multiple times, mind you. Multiple times. But I still want to know, what was it for you that was the surrounding moment for Graham Plattner? What made you change your mind on Graham Plattner? Or you never did? You know, I'm glad John Deere owners are finally going to get their right to repair their own equipment under FTC settlement. No matter it's a John Deere tractor, or it's a Mercedes-Benz, or a Lamborghini, I think you should have the right to repair your own equipment or your own vehicle. I love the Jewish people. I'm very pro-Israel. I'm very pro-Jew. Trump has never been found guilty. Or Harley. You should be able to work on it and fix it. Give me my $100. Every single one of you lost the bet. The majority of you don't even have $100 in your bank account. That's why you vote Democrat. I mean, everyone knows the majority of the middle class is Republican, and the majority of the poor people, the impoverished people that refuse to work, are Democrat. If socialism is such a good ideology, then why is it only bums that support it? Show me one single blue-collar worker that's a truck driver, that's an iron worker, that works on skyscrapers, that actually does something. A construction worker, roofer. Show me anything. Any one of these blue-collar workers, and show me one of them that's socialist. Just show me one of them that's socialist. I won't even ask you for someone that's ultra wealthy and successful. I'll just ask you for a person that's working hard, that's making a decent living. Show me one of them that supports socialism. Because I've never seen a single person working hard that makes a decent living, not even a millionaire, just maybe 70, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year support socialism. I've never seen it. Never, ever, ever, ever. Not unless they're making $60,000 living in Los Angeles, which is basically like poverty. I'm serious. If anyone's out there that's actually massively successful and they support socialism, please show me your W-2, show me your tax returns. I want to see how much money you made last year to prove that you're successful. And then I want you to come on here and advocate for socialism. Socialism is a cancer. Look at what's happening in Cuba. You're 100% right on that comment. Well, I don't think there's millions of blacks richer than me, but there's a lot of successful black Americans. You're correct. That's why I don't believe there's systematic racism. If systematic racism was real, there wouldn't be so many more black millionaires. There wouldn't be so many black millionaires, so. You won't find a blue-collar worker unless they're on workman's comp. Yeah. No kidding. Liberalism is a disease. You know what? I'm not even going to say I'm MAGA anymore. I'm just full-blooded 1776. You don't even got to call me MAGA anymore. Just call me full-blooded 1776. Because I'm a constitutionalist. Yeah, go ahead. Spend 3 years going to welding school. That's a great idea. But I doubt by the time you start welding and you grow up a little bit, you're not going to support socialism anymore. I love all races, ethnicities. I've lived in more than 3 countries, and every single time I've lived in another country, I've gone through the immigration process legally. But you illegal criminal scum can't figure out how to come into the country legally. Legally. That's awesome, man. Lots of South Koreans lately have been supporting me. Even American Koreans, Koreans, they have a lot of good conservative values over there. I just want to shout out the Korean people real quick. George W. Bush says, I call upon all nations to do everything they can do to stop these terrorists. I can tell you're Korean. That's why I'm giving you a special shout out. I see your Korean name. It can be done. Mass deportation can be done. I mean, to deport all the illegal alien immigrants at once, it would cost roughly about $300 billion. And these illegal alien immigrants cost us anywhere between $150 billion a year and $450 billion a year. So at worst comes to worst, we would make all of our money back from all those deportations 2 years after deporting them. Just 2 years after deporting them. That would be worst of the worst scenario. And this $150 billion number, this number is calculated even after calculating the $98 billion they pay in taxes. So, there's that. This individual says, I'm Korean and I was here since Biden. It was pure bad. And then Trump came. Life is better for me. I'm glad, man. God bless you. I love all my legal Korean immigrants out there. Shout out all the legal Korean immigrants out there. $8,776 per illegal alien immigrant. And there's 20 to 40 million of them. Send all illegals packing back across the border whence they came. I don't know why Europeans and South Americans think we give so much a fuck about soccer. We literally call it a different name. We're the only country in the world that calls football soccer. That's how much we don't give a fuck about football. Now, y'all can kiss each other in the mouths like you were at the World Cup. You gay-ass Belgians, but it is what it is. We're not going to forget the time you kissed each other on the fucking lips. You're going to be homosexual for the rest of your life. It is what it is. The Belgians kissed each other on the lips. That's gay. I've been to Europe. Kissing another man on the cheek, I'll let that pass. But kissing another man on the lips, there's not a single other European country I've seen that ever does that other than Belgium. That means they are gay. You are gay. Gay, gay, gay. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But get the likes way, way, way up there. Listen, I'm more informed than you. If you think you're so intelligent, hop in the Discord and try to prove me wrong. I doubt you could. Like, it's always funny that the people that are quickest to say, oh, you're so dumb and I'm so much smarter than you, are the last people to ever actually, want to debate because they're cowards. They just think they're smarter than everyone. They don't want to prove that they're smarter than everyone. It hasn't been going good for the Democrats. It's like every single debate, every time I pick apart a Democrat's mind, you can literally watch these videos and see how wacky and deranged these people are. And you can see why they have their ideology. Because they're either wacky, crazy libtards, or, some of them were abused, or, they have bleeding hearts. Join that Discord, though, if you want to join. No, Trump has never been in a criminal trial with E. Jean Carroll. And no, the judge did not clarify it was rape. Actually, if you look at the court documents, the judge did the actual exact opposite. Trump was charged, well, not charged, he was accused of unwanted touching, not grape. So I don't know what you're talking about. And this is according to the judge. Unwanted touching could literally be this. That could be considered sexual assault. If I go on live stream right now and I say, hey guys, I really don't like being touched. I don't want anyone to touch me. That's sexual harassment. And you see me walking in the mall and you say, look, it's that Euro and travel guy. You come up to me, you grab me like this. You can be charged with sexual assault. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You could probably even go to court and go to trial for grape or sexual abuse. So, yeah, it absolutely could. It absolutely could. Right hand to God, you could go to court for that. Easily. And this would be unwanted, that. But get the likes way, way up there, guys. Way, way up there. Can we get to 100 plus likes? 100 plus? No, I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking facts, and it's hurting you because I'm speaking facts. But subscribe if you haven't already. Listen, you Democrats are dumber than a box of rocks. Go ahead and try to join my Discord so we can debate. $8,776 per illegal alien immigrant is factual, not misinformation. I said sexual crimes. He's never been charged with sexual crimes. Paying Stormy Daniels money, hush money, is not a sexual crime. That's called bribery. Exploitation, that's not a sexual charge. That's not a sexual crime. So wrong again. You guys are dumber than a fucking box of rocks. I hope if any of you come to my Discord trying to prove that Trump got charged with sexual criminal charges, I hope you come with my $100 ready. Because you don't got $100, the majority of you. But get the likes way, way up. Hey, I appreciate that, Gio. God bless, man. Let's see if there's any news out there that we have not taken a look at. Let's take a look at the blind spot, as they call it on here on Ground News. Republicans see their grip on Senate tighten amid Democrats' dysfunction in Maine. So it looks like the Republican Party is now going to take over Maine because y'all can't stop electing, alleged rapists and alleged Nazis. Talk about irony. Democrats talking about Nazi this, rapist that. All the fucking people that they be electing in be Nazis and rapists. One of them has an actual Nazi tattoo on his chest. And this Graham Plattner guy has multiple rape allegations. Multiple. Dude, I know all about this shit. I even have a lawyer that can come and speak to you about it. So if you say I'm wrong, come speak to an actual licensed attorney. We can have this conversation together. And when he tells you you're wrong, he's going to say you have to pay my client $100 because we got an agreement. And if you don't pay, the lawyer will sue your broke ass. Man, Diddy was a huge supporter of Obama. Diddy even funded Barack Hussein's Obama's speech. Man, Belgium is homosexual. I would never in a million years go to Belgium. Never. When I was between Amsterdam and Paris, someone was like, why don't you stop in Belgium? I'm like, Belgium? Belgium? Why the fuck would I stop over there? I don't want to see a bunch of illegal alien immigrant criminal bastards and a bunch of homosexuals walking around on the street. No, thank you. Keep that train going. Let's go to Paris. And then let's get the fuck out of here because I don't like Paris either. Paris is a shithole. Taken over by radical Islamists. Just like Belgium. EU didn't get me deported, brother. EU wouldn't deport anybody. They're a bunch of pussies. But get the likes up. Let's get the likes way, way up. Way, way up. Aw, Trump was facing 700 years in prison. And you Democrats lost? And now you think you're going to put him in prison? What a bunch of fucking idiots and morons. I don't give a damn about soccer. That's not an American sport. Illegal alien immigrants use an estimated 59% of their headed households, use fucking welfare. 59% of illegal alien immigrant headed households use welfare. 59%. 59%. Ain't that crazy? No, I've been to over 20 countries. I love stuff that's not American. I just don't like, gay-ass Europeans talking about all their opinions and their feelings. When if we had a conversation in real life, they'd be kissing my boots and shining my watch. So, we have health care. The majority of the people in the United States have health care. You can get great health care if you have a great job. The only one that talks about their feelings is the Democrats. We're just here to talk about the facts. 87% of terror attacks is by radical Islamists, and Democrats love them. Democrats love them so much, they're importing foreign politicians from other countries like Somalia, Ethiopia, all these countries. They're importing these foreigners that come and run in American elections. It's disgusting. What a bunch of Democrat pieces of fucking shit. How dare you bring a fucking Islamist to come into my country and become, in politics. Fuck that. Google is free. Democrats really should use Google more. They should stop worshiping the television set and they should use Google more. I mean, it's honestly hilarious to watch how stupid they are. It's hilarious. I intimidate the Democrats. You want to know how I know I intimidate the Democrats? Multiple attempts of cancellation, multiple attempts of Democrat companies trying to buy me and my brand. So I know I'm a threat to the establishment. I know I'm a threat to the Democrat Party. If I wasn't a threat to the Democrat Party, then why are you guys offering me so much money to come over and be a Democrat? And I still say no. Anyone else that was offered, $30,000, $40,000 for a year of sucking Democrat dick, they would take that money instantly. I ain't gonna take that little ass money just to go and be a Democrat. Fuck that. You guys can offer all these deals and all these contracts and you can try to cancel me all you fucking want. I don't give a fuck. Okay? That's a tiny ass amount of money. You ain't gonna be able to sign me for that, and you ain't gonna be able to sign me even for $1 million. I ain't gonna become a Democrat. So forget it. But can we get the likes way up there? Let's get to 80 likes. I mean, like 60% of these Democrat live streamers that do political debates, they're owned by one big company. The same company that tried to get me to sign on with them. And they have an army of Democrat influencers. And they're pissed off because I'm coming on this app and I'm wrecking every single one of them. Every single Democrat that tries to debate me gets embarrassed, called out, or proven wrong. And if you're lucky, you just walk away getting proved wrong. I love ICE. I love ICE. Get the likes way up there. Way, way up there. Why the hell would I tell you what company that is? You know, I've been told by multiple people to expose this and make a video about it, but I don't really care to make a video about it. People that know, they know. And I don't want to get in some kind of lawsuit and go back and forth over some irrelevant company that's losing all of their debates. They're making a clown of the Democrat Party. They're making a clown of the Democrat Party. So I don't even care to expose these people because, quite frankly, I hope these Democrat live streamers keep making content. They keep proving their pure stupidity and their lack of logic. So for me, it's great. It's great. The only people, no one's going to get their mind changed by these Democrats. The only way you can believe in them is if you're not looking at the statistics and you're not using logic and data. Because Democrats will try to use skewed data points and skewed misinformation data points to try to make you throw away your logic. I'm sorry, but sometimes logic beats. Sometimes logic beats these sources in these articles. Because these sources in these articles are not always genuine. You have to look at the methodology. If you can explain the methodology, then I can see if the data is being skewed or not. Statistically, Democrats are poor. Therefore, they have a low IQ. On average, Republicans are more middle class. The only thing Democrats have going for them is they have more billionaires. But Republicans, they have more middle class and we have more millionaires. More middle class and more millionaires. Meanwhile, the Democrats mostly have people that refuse to work, completely impoverished, completely poor, and welfare babies. This is a statistical fact. Google search right now, Republican versus Democrat welfare users. You will see on your computer that the majority of welfare users are Democrat. That's a fact. Right hand to God, if I'm lying, I'm dying. The majority of Democrats, you know, if you're looking at this statistically, who takes more welfare, Democrats, Republicans? It's Democrats. 60% of all the welfare goes straight to Democrats. Actually, it's even higher than that. 61% of welfare goes to Democrats. That means 39% of welfare goes to Republicans. 39% of welfare goes to Republicans. Excuse me. Excuse me. But let's get the likes way, way up there. Let's get to 100 plus likes. If you guys have any important questions or any important comments you'd like to make, please drop some super chats. I respond to every single one of them. But get the likes way, way up there. Join that Discord down below if you want to debate. Do you dumbasses not realize Palestine was never a country? They're just rebels who claim they were a country. Search it up. They were never a country. You dumbasses. Trump is shutting down these rebels. You're 100% on point when it comes to that, man. I can't even deny you there. If y'all need a history lesson on who was in Israel first, I'll easily give you that. Palestine was never a country. Palestine was never a country. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, chat. I'm going to take off my undershirt because I'm kind of feeling a little bit hot, to be honest with you. So give me a moment. I'm coming back. I'm here, guys. Okay, I'm back. What did the Jews ever do to you guys? That's a great question. Palestine was never a country, bro. I'm sorry that your Arab ass is mad about that. Palestine is nothing but a bunch of invaders and rebels. Israel has existed as a nation for thousands of years. Palestine has never had its own independent government. And Jews were there 2,000 years before Muslims. Well, the Arabs came into Israel before Islam was even a thing. So that's how I think Islam came about. All these Arabs moved into Israel. They started seeing the Jewish religion and they made up their own fantasy about Muhammad. Or Muhammad was real, but he just lived in like Saudi or somewhere. And these Muslims in Israel probably got the idea to mix the religions together. Palestine didn't exist until 600 years after Jesus died, with Arabs in it, with actual Arabs. And Syria, Palestine didn't exist until 136 years after Jesus died. So you might want to open a history book. You might want to open a history book. Why do you guys not like Israel? No, Israel existed. It's in the Bible. Israel is literally in the Bible. Okay, before the British Mandate, who owned Israel? Before the British Mandate, who governed Israel? Does anyone know before the British Mandate? I'm just trying to take a general question. Who controlled Israel before the British Mandate? Does anybody know? No, before the British Mandate, it was the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire. That's when the Arabs originally came into Israel. That's when the quote-unquote Palestinians came into Israel. When the Ottoman Empire invaded Israel like conquerors and settlers. That's when Israel, that's when the Arabs and the Muslims came into Israel. Maybe you might want to take some history lessons. You're so idiotic, it's hilarious. Shut up! Stop telling us the truth! Stop telling us history! Stop telling us history! We're offended by history! Yeah, I know Democrats are offended by history. They're offended by anything that's facts. But can we get to 100 plus likes? No, the Egyptians never owned Israel. Egypt was also owned by the Ottoman Empire, if I'm not mistaken. They want to live in an alternative reality where there's no facts. Listen, there's no genocide going on in Gaza. If you want to debate it with me, join the Discord. No genocide in Gaza. Socialism is for the weak and the lazy and the pathetic. I mean, we can keep going and going and going and going. Pollies fucked around and find out. Now cope and cry. Yeah, they did fuck around and find out. If you know the history, it's so fucking obvious that the Palestinians are the aggressors. If you know what happened in the Nakba in 1948 when 10 Arab armies invaded Israel, when Palestinians with these 10 Arab armies try to kill and unalive every single Jewish person in Israel, and they failed, and they lost all their shit, and they got kicked off Israel's land. It was a devastation. It was a great disaster. That's what it was called. That's what Nakba means. The disaster. But it was a disaster because 10 Muslim Arab armies invaded Israel and they lost. That's why it was a disaster. That's why it's called a Nakba, because that means disaster in Arabic. So when 10 Arab armies try to invade Israel, I can quite obviously see that the Muslims want to take the Jews' land. And not to mention, in the Quran, it has a chapter specifically talking about you should hate and destroy Judaism and Christianity, the actual people that follow these religions. That's what it says in the Quran. That's what it says in the Quran, to destroy all Muslims and Jews. So that's how I know it's not the Jews' fault. This is the only religion in the world that teaches hate and that specifically target other nations' religions. Only religion in the world. Muhammad was a homosexual. He got fucked by 30 black guys in the desert. It's recorded in the Quran. They all finished inside of him. It was disgusting. Aisha was 6 years old. I mean, how much more do you need to quit Islam? To know your fucking religion and your beliefs are disgusting. Al-Zut, exactly. You read Al-Zut. Everyone open your Quran, open Al-Zut, so you can see where Muhammad took it in the ass by 30 black guys, and tell me why your prophet is a homosexual. Bro, the Korean Civil War, my homeland, and the American Civil War, they all started from the early signs of dumbass Democrats like you guys. What was you trying to do and create another civil war? What can I say? That's an interesting comment. We don't want the Shia states of America. Fuck that. Fuck that. The best thing Trump has done with immigration is ban in 86 countries. We don't need any of these radical Islamic Muslim countries to come in. We don't. We don't. I'm not hateful, man. Just because you disagree with the facts doesn't mean I'm hateful. I have not said one hateful thing that you can quote me from. That you can quote from me. Not a single thing. Telling the facts is quote unquote hateful. Bro, you guys think us Trump supporters are a waste of air. Dumbasses. Yeah, I agree. Hey, my Korean friend, why don't you join our Discord community? We have a bunch of great people in there. If a person didn't like Trump, would you hate them for it? Absolutely not. If you don't like Trump, I understand I understand why you don't like Trump. I understand why you don't like Trump. I just think that you're not very educated on conservative politics. So no, I don't think you're stupid if you hate Trump. Tell us the 8 genders of the Jewish Talmud. I'm not Jewish, but I can tell you there's only 2 genders in the Talmud, and there's 6 abnormalities, like gender abnormalities that the Jews were debating about. They were saying that some people are intersex, hermaphrodite. These were all abnormalities, and they explained that there's 2 genders, and I think 6 abnormalities within these 2 genders. So no, the Talmud does not say there's 8 genders. You're just stupid and you never read the Talmud and you're an idiot. So I don't know what to tell you. Just uneducated buffoon. Can we get the likes up to 100 though? Mandatory Palestine, that was controlled by the British Empire, was not governed by any Arabs or Muslims. And before 1948, everyone inside of Israel was called Palestinians, including the Jews, unfortunately. So, Jews were called Palestinians, Christians were called Palestinians, and Arabs were called Palestinians. And under the British Mandate of Palestine, the British controlled the entire government. So you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Germ, or whatever your name is. Jerome, do you want to come debate me about Israel? Because you're pretty fucking ignorant and you're pretty stupid. I'd love to prove you wrong on here. So join the Discord. There is no genocide in southern Lebanon. If there was a genocide in southern Lebanon, then why did the Lebanese government agree to allow Israel to establish a permanent military base in South Lebanon to protect the Lebanese people from terrorists? Why is that? If Israel is trying to genocide Lebanon, why did the Lebanese president just let Israel come in and establish a military base and work with the Lebanese army to keep the fucking terrorists out? You fucking buffoons. You know nothing about what's going on. Gaza's not a genocide. They lost the war. Cry about it. Gaza's not a genocide. Go ahead and join the Discord if you think it's a genocide. You're not in South Lebanon. Speak Arabic to me if you're in South Lebanon. Go ahead, speak Arabic to me. I'll give you 30 seconds. If I don't see a message in 30 seconds in Arabic, you're not in Lebanon. You're not in Lebanon. 30 seconds. You're running out of time. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Let's see your Arabic. If you're in Lebanon, let's see your Arabic. Come on, say one thing in Arabic. 15 seconds. You don't know Arabic because you're not from Lebanon. You're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. People will come in this comment section and say they're Gazan and say that they're Lebanese when they're not. Show proof. Show proof. Speak Arabic. Yeah, that was over 30 seconds, man. You literally just copied and pasted that from Google. Like, you literally just copied and pasted from Google. The world is not against me. The world is with me. The world is against you, terrorist loving, IRGC loving, Palestinian loving, terrorist loving people. Name one thing the fuck-ass Democrats ever did. You guys just went like, ooh, democracy, ooh. What if we change that up some and make it worse? That's a comment straight from the comment section. Nobody worships Trump. Obamacare was a failure. Obamacare tripled, if not 5x, insurance prices. Palestine doesn't exist, but you can free them from Hamas if you want. Dude, are you not even up to date with what's going on in Iran? The MOU was canceled like 3 days ago. The MOU was canceled 3 days ago. That means Iran's not getting anything. We're actively at war with Iran again. And you're just saying, the 300 billion! 300 billion! They're not getting the fucking money, you Nimron. Read the fucking news. Man, 87% of the world's terror attacks, all from Muslims. 87% of the world's terror attacks, all from Muslims, man. Isn't that a peaceful religion? Isn't that a peaceful religion? Allahu Akbar. You know, when you see a Jew praise God, you see him talking about Hashem. I don't know what they say in Hebrew. Something, something, Hashem. You don't look over your shoulder like there's about to be a terrorist attack. When a Christian says praise God, you don't look over your shoulder like there's going to be a terrorist attack. If you're in the airport or if you're in anywhere in the world and you hear someone scream, Allahu Akbar, then you're instantly going to think that it's a terrorist attack. If Islam is a religion of peace, then why does anyone that automatically hears Allahu Akbar think there's going to be a terror attack? It's just a question. If Islam is the religion of peace, then why does everyone look around like there's going to be a terrorist attack? Genuine question. Listen, if you want to debate me, you can, but spamming is not going to help you. You're not changing anyone's mind. I may not have been here for a while, but I've known your dumbass history of Democrats, presidents. They never did anything, and when they did, it failed. That is correct. I'm a real patriot. Democrats burn their flags. If you want to talk about flag code, talk about the Democrats burning their U.S. flags because they're communist bastards. Communism needs to be stopped, and it will be stopped. We're not going to let you socialist bastard radical Islamists come into my country and take over the government. We are fighting against the Ilhan Omars. We are fighting against the Zohan Mandamis. We are fighting against the Palestinian senator that's leading in the race in New York City. I've had enough of these people. The only thing worse than a Democrat is a Democrat socialist. And these people are the real demons of the world. Certified demons. They want to steal all my money to give it away to lazy, broke people that don't deserve it. And anyone else that works hard for their money, they want to steal your money and give it away to someone that doesn't deserve it. There's nothing more pathetic than that. But honestly, you know what? If you Democrats, I love helping people. I love helping people. Let's just get this straight right here. I love helping people. But helping people should not be a mandate from the government. Helping people should not be mandated from the government. If someone wants welfare, that welfare should be from their friends and their family. Mostly just their family. There should be no government welfare. If we get rid of government welfare, people are going to start building stronger networks and stronger families. Because if everyone's family just helped them out and take care of each other, then, we wouldn't even need welfare. And maybe we can have 1 or 2 welfare programs here. If you get unemployed for a month, we will let you get unemployment for 1 month. 1 month unemployment. That's it. Everything else needs to go. And we're not going to pay you $4,000 a month and unemployment like New York City. New York City is paying people $900 a month to stay home. $900 a month to stay home. How is that going to incentivize any of the workers to get back to work? You'll damn near make more money collecting unemployment in New York City than you will getting back to work. So how is that going to incentivize anyone? If giving everyone free houses and free food, how is that going to incentivize anyone to create anything or do anything with their lives? If they have everything given to them, food, water, shelter, video games, free weed, all that shit, they're never going to do nothing. They're never going to want to become nothing. And even if they do want to become something, their motivation is going to be very, very low comparatively. Struggle creates a lot of motivation, and Democrats don't seem to understand that. Maybe that's because they never struggled. They think that providing a nice house and free food is a better option. But no, struggling is a better option. That way you get more motivated to work longer hours and to work harder. But let's get the likes up there. Let's get to 100 likes. We only need 5 more likes until we get to 100 likes. Let's get 100 subscribers too. We got 200 people in here. Every single one of you, whether you're Republican or Democrat, should be dropping a subscribe. If you love America, you should be subscribed to this channel. Because we have lots of Democrat guests. And yes, our Discord is 18 and plus. So if you join our Discord, please make sure you are over the age of 18. But as far as taxing everyone 50, 60% just so you can pay your welfare, that's a horrible idea. Why should the middle class Americans, why should someone working 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week be forced to pay for your welfare because you just want to live for free? Everyone deserves housing. Everyone deserves food. Everyone deserves water. When do we stop with the self-entitlement of everyone deserves? Everyone deserves. 100 years ago, Americans didn't even have freaking hot water. And now all of a sudden everyone deserves everything for free? My great-granddad didn't have hot water. And people are now out here saying that everyone just deserves free housing and free food. My great-granddad that lived in America, that lived in New York City, did not even have freaking hot running water. And now everyone just wants free freaking housing, free, everything free. It's insanity. It's truly insanity. And I see these people getting angry in the comment sections because they can't afford their bills and they want free handouts. Get off YouTube and work harder. That's the only option. What else can you do? Just beg the government for free handouts? You only have two options in this life. Either work harder or get on your hands and knees and start begging the government and start begging the next man. But can we get to 200 likes, guys? 200 likes. Imagine living where every day you witness people being genocided. No, you don't know what a genocide is. A genocide is an ethnic cleansing. The reason that there's not a genocide going on in Israel is because there is 2 million Arab Palestinians that live within Israel. I'm not talking about the West Bank. I'm not talking about Gaza. I'm talking about they live in Israel. They live in cities like Tel Aviv, Haifa, all these other different cities they live in. Excuse me. And that means they're not being genocided. If Arab Palestinians were being genocided, why aren't they being killed in Israel? Show me one single innocent Arab or Palestinian that was genocided inside of Israel that never did anything in their life in the last week. I mean, just show me one of them. Get the likes up there, though. Get us to 200 likes. Get the likes way up. And don't forget to subscribe. The majority of our country is just like me. Just because you lose a war and Palestine lost their conflict, they were thinking that they were going to just destroy Israel. They lost. They lost. They tried to destroy Israel and they lost a war. Therefore, children and women, unfortunately, will die. That's what happens when every single war, women and children die. Y'all can't name me a single country on earth, especially a Muslim country. Name me a Muslim country. If you name me one single Muslim country that has never killed women and children, I'll say Gaza's a genocide. Name me one single Muslim country. There's over 55 Muslim countries. If you can name me one that hasn't abused women and children, I will say Gaza's a genocide. I'll wait. Name me one. Nope, Turkey has. Turkey has abused plenty of women and children. Maybe not in recent years, but throughout history. Get the likes way, way, way up there, guys. Kurdistan, nope, they have plenty of time killed women and children. So none of you can name me a single Muslim country that never killed any women or children. Okay, then shut the fuck up. You're all complaining about Israel taking out Arabs and Muslims, but you can't name me a single Muslim country that hasn't killed women and children. What kind of fucking delusion are you living in? These people are terrorists. Of course we're going to fight against them. Of course. Palestine has killed plenty of women and children. They started killing their own women and children when the ceasefire started, because the women and children were in the streets of Palestine celebrating America's peace treaty with Israel. But guess what? The Muslim terrorists, the Palestinian terrorists, had to go kill some of those women and children. And you are defending these disgusting freaking terrorists. This is our war with Iran, brother. This is our war with Iran. Renee Good, that was a pretty good situation. I remember Renee Good. That was a pretty good situation. Many people like to compare that to Charlie Kirk. The only thing that they forgot was that Republicans don't support criminals like Democrats do. We don't support George Floyd. We don't support Renee Good. We don't support Alex Preddy. We support Charlie Kirk, not fucking criminal bastards like George Floyd that pointed a pistol at a pregnant woman. That is the Democrats' heroes. Democrats do not come from a place of morality. They are probably the least immoral political party in America today. Yes, I've traveled to over 20 countries, and I'm adding to the list every single year. But let's get the likes way up there. We got 204 of y'all. We should be able to have 204 likes. Charlie Kirk absolutely did support Israel. The day before his death, he was arguing with some Jewish leaders, talking about how he was going to make it an event to fight against anti-Semitism. So Charlie Kirk absolutely did support Israel. He questioned some of the things. We should all question Israel. But when we get the answers we want, then there you go. So proud of ICE here in Colorado. Over 40,000 deportations despite the local government blocking them. Shout out Colorado. Over 40,000 deportations. The local government could not stop them. They tried, but they could not stop them. I would love to debate Dean Withers. Unfortunately, Dean Withers is very scared of me. He refuses to debate me because he says I'm too educated for him, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe he knows me. I don't know him. Maybe he just thinks I'm too educated. Maybe that's why every single time I try to join his TikTok to debate him, he says no. Obviously, you're not all lazy, but the ones that are commenting back to me saying, "Oh, you called me lazy. I'm not going to be called lazy by someone on YouTube." You just did. You just did. What are you going to do about it? And guess what? If you weren't lazy, then I'm not talking about you. If you're not lazy, I'm not talking about you, am I? But join the Discord down below. Join the Discord. Let's get the likes up, guys. If you want me to debate you, you can join the Discord. If you join the Discord, you have to get a freaking vetting process. You have to go through a vetting process. Make sure to tell the moderators what you want to debate about specifically. But let's get the likes up there. Let's get, a bunch of angry Democrats. Is your Thursday not going so good? Is your Thursday not going so good? Because my Thursday is going great. So Democrats can sit on a big, fat, black They can sit on that. If you want to debate now, you can drop a $100 super chat. We won't even waste time making you go through the vetting process. The vetting process could take a couple days, or maybe we don't even want you on the show, but we probably do. We likely do. So you can join the Discord down below. WICE here in Idaho, they've actually taken out a couple people here in my neighborhood, despite people yelling at them and attacking the protesters. That's fantastic, man. Looks like Idaho can't stop the deportations of illegal alien immigrants either. So no Democrats, no government, no protesters can stop ICE deportation. Who knew? Y'all are just stupid as fuck, losing your life like Alex Preddy and Renee Good for nothing. For absolutely nothing. And then you have the audacity to talk about Charlie Kirk, who is a freaking hero. An absolute hero. Why do I need a vetting process? Because Democrats are beyond retarded and stupid. Every single debate channel has a vetting process. Even the ones with the call-in numbers on the screen. Charlie Kirk is 100% a hero, man. Man, Charlie Kirk died rich. Most of the Democrats hating on him are going to die with less than $2 in their bank account. Not even being able to afford health care. Isn't that a little bit of an ironic, sad death? If you actually wanted to, make a difference in life, you could stop making all the stupid fucking comments you do. But get the likes up there. Let's get to 150 likes, guys. Get the likes way, way up. Isn't it funny that the killer of Charlie Kirk was a Democrat? That just shows you the Democrats were threatened by him. It's honestly not funny. It's kind of sad because I knew the Democrats were violent, pathetic, disgusting, lazy people for a long time. But after seeing that kind of just disturbed me. That kind of disturbed me. That made me show me why we need the Second Amendment even more. Get the likes way, way up there. You Democrats are irrelevant. Most of you hating on Charlie Kirk have less than $100 in your bank account. I know that. I know it's true. I know you're looking at all the money that you can access in the world and you're like, oh, I can't even buy a t-shirt. That's what you're looking at your accounts like. That's why you hate on Charlie Kirk, because the success creates envy. Success creates envy. Because people like me, Charlie Kirk, they can get anything they want, but Democrats can't even pay their phone bill. They can't even pay their phone bill. Talking about Charlie Kirk. Y'all are crazy. Well, let's get the likes way up there. Tyler is guilty. I hope he gets the electric chair. It would be funny to watch the Democrats be forced to watch their hero and their idol, Tyler, get electrocuted on television. They should broadcast it on television. I say they should put him in the electric chair and put it on television and force the Democrats to watch. That would be hilarious. They 100% should do that. Tyler Robinson, Fried Tyler. I think the Luigi Mangione thing is disgusting too, even though I hate insurance companies and I think they're fucked up. He really did nothing. All he did was kill somebody. That didn't change insurance or do anything like that. If you want to make a difference in life, debate people or challenge their actual ideology. Don't just go around killing people. That's not going to change anything. Technically, Trump could be deported because we're all on stolen land. It's not stolen, it's conquered. And no, Trump could not be deported because the Native Americans were savages. They were raping each other. They were killing children. They were doing sacrifices. They had no government. They had no concept of property rights. Native Americans had no fucking concept of property rights. So you're a fucking idiot. They had no government. They were complete fucking savages, literally raping each other in the ass. Literally every day, killing each other's tribes. I mean, this shit was not Pocahontas. The Native Americans were disgusting savages. I mean, the Native Americans nowadays, they're civilized people, they're good people. I love them. But back then, the Native Americans were fucking complete, ignorant fucking savages. They were literally killing babies and sacrificing them to a god that doesn't exist. So no, we're not on stolen land. You can't steal land from someone that doesn't even believe in property rights. You can't steal land when the person doesn't even believe in property rights. You should really get an education. You should really get an education. This super chat is the prime example why education is important. If you went to a good school in a Republican area, you would have learned in the 3rd grade that immigrants are different than settlers. Settlers are somewhere that conquers new lands that normally doesn't have any government, or maybe it does have government, and they'll take it and make it their own and create their own government system. That's the difference between a settler and an immigrant. An immigrant is someone that's coming to live in a society and a country and a culture. Okay, there you go. You stupid fucking Democrats just learned a lesson. You should really go get a spray tan like him. Well, I mean, if you weren't such a broke Democrat, you gave me $100 super chat, sure, I'll go get an orange spray tan just to make you fucking laugh. But let's get the likes way up there. Let's hear some actual good super chat questions or comments. I don't want to hear any garbage about stolen land. Stolen land doesn't exist. There is no stolen land. There's zero stolen land. I am an immigrant. I've lived in over 3 countries before. So you are right, I am an immigrant. But I've immigrated legally, and my entire ancestry of American family members, they all came here legally. Every single one of them came here legally. Through the legal process. So why can't you criminal, illegal, alien, immigrant, bastard, scum of the earth come here legally? I lived in 3 different countries and I went through the legal process. At 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old, if I can do the legal process with no help from anybody, then you illegal alien immigrant criminal fucking bastard can come in here the right way. You can come in here the right way. I can do it, you can. These people talking about you being racist are racist themselves. Hypocrites. Islam is the worst ideology. Second is being socialists. I'm with you 100%. I mean, it is the worst ideology. Islam has killed millions of people. And unfortunately, you want to know who the majority of people that die from Islam are? They're Muslims. So Muslims killing other Muslims is a very large amount of the terror attacks that happens. In fact, that's the majority of terror attacks that happens. This religion is so dividing and so separating, it causes other Muslims to kill each other. But thank you for that super chat. That was a halfway good one. That was a good one, man. But get the likes way up there. Let's get the 200 likes. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you guys have any other questions, comments, whatever you want to talk about, you can. White on white crime is a lot lower than black on black crime. No, Christianity hasn't. Those are evil people claiming to believe. I agree with you. There's a lot of fake Christians. A perfect example of a fake Christian would be Hitler. He even admitted himself he doesn't believe in religion. That he's just using it to manipulate the people. He was actually a humanist. Adolf Hitler was a humanist. Humanism is a fucking disease, man. Humanism is just not the right ideology to follow. A lot of socialists and a lot of communists love humanism. But can we get the likes way, way up? Can we get to 150 likes? And what about Spain? Went fascists? What about Spain? I mean, yeah, they were fascist at one point. Hey, what's up, Blue Gecko? Long time no see. Speaking of Spain, all you Democrats out there were screaming out the top of your lungs, oh, Trump put an embargo on Spain. He's destroying our relationships. Trump is destroying our relationships with Spain. Trump and Spain. Trump said he's not going to trade with Spain anymore. My olives, Spain. Spain. I lived in Spain for 2 fucking years. Fuck the whole entire government. Trump put his foot down on their neck and said, either you give us our fucking money that you owe us, or we're not giving you $1. You're not going to trade with us. We're not going to be friends. We're not going to be friendly. None of that stuff. And what did Spain do? Not even 5 hours later, they called Donald J. Trump and they said, how much fucking money do you want? We don't want to lose America. How much money do you want? So yes, other countries are willing to get on their knees and their hands to do what America tells them to do. Including Israel, including Europe. Get the likes way, way, way up there, guys. Get the likes way, way up there. Can we get to 150 plus likes? Charlie Kirk was a living legend, man. The only reason that there's so many Democrats still talking about him is because they're so threatened by him. Even though that he's dead, he still lives on. And these Democrats, he lives rent-free in their heads. Absolutely rent-free. Absolutely rent-free. Israeli, no, I'm an American. Never stepped foot in Israel. You Democrats have like negative in your bank accounts because you spend it on Democrats presidents who don't need your money or spending money on protest, and then blame Trump supporters why you're broke, dipshits. That's another great comment. Man, I love gun rights. I love gun rights. I wish a Democrat would come up to me and try to do what they did to Charlie Kirk to me. Because they're going to make it on the front news of CNBC or CNN like they always wanted to make it on. YouTuber, Trump supporter, or Trump supporter influencer, whatever the fuck you want to say about me on the news, uses self-defense, uses legal self-defense. Legal self-defense. Name one time Trump did something Christian. He led us in 7 days of prayer. I mean, there you go. 7 days of prayer with Donald J. Trump. That was pretty Christian. Saying that he has faith in Jesus, that's pretty Christian. Get the likes way, way, way up there, guys. Let's get the likes way, way up there. Women don't have the right to murder their baby. When they do an abortion, when they do the succuation method, the suction method of abortion, they literally use a vacuum cleaner that is 20 times stronger than the vacuum cleaner at your home, and the baby's entire body and the fetus gets crushed and destroyed and ripped into shreds, and organs are everywhere. Does that sound like a good method? Does that sound like a humane method? There is no fucking humane methods of abortion. It's all cold-blooded, disgusting fucking murder. Every single piece of it. Every single part of it. You Democrats stop people from fishing on their land, like my cousin owns fishing land, and a Democrat wearing a Democrat shirt said she owns the land, so get off, I'm calling the cops. Democrats love acting like they own shit. Like, they love acting like they own other people's shit when they really don't. What is your thoughts on Afghanistan women? To be honest, I've never really seen one before, but I mean, I don't know what to think. What I can say is Syrian women, Lebanese women, they're all beautiful. That's what I can say, but it doesn't matter about a birth certificate. Plenty of people don't have. So if you die, if you lose your birth certificate, it's not murder. Okay, so the Jim Blow at the store lost his birth certificate. That means you can unalive him because he lost his birth certificate. Jim Blow was walking to the store. He said, hey, I lost my birth certificate. And you unalive him. Is that legal? Is that murder still? I just asked you, if Jim Blow loses his birth certificate, that means he does not have a birth certificate, and you take his life, is that murder? Yes or no? That's a stupid fucking argument to say, if you don't have a birth certificate, it's not murder. That's why abortion is okay. I destroyed your argument. What if Jim Blow loses his birth certificate and you unalive him? Is that murder? Yeah, I say R.I.P. Jim Blow. R.I.P. Jim Blow. Because that was murder. Get the likes way, way up there. I mean, if you want to go to a community college, you can, but I would only recommend it if there's a specific job or profession you want to go into. Or if your parents or whatever have money laying around for you, sure, you can do something. You are missing the point. If they are not born, then how can they get a certified death certificate? Okay, so if I kill a pregnant woman, why do I get charged with a double homicide? They're still going to give a death certificate for the baby. How do they charge me with a double homicide if they don't have a death certificate? You don't need a birth certificate to have a death certificate. That's another idiotic point. If I unalive a pregnant woman, I'm going to get charged with a double homicide. That's murder. According to our law, that is murder. So why is abortion not a murder? If you unalive a pregnant woman, you get charged with a double homicide. It doesn't matter if they have a birth certificate or not. You're still going to get 2 death certificates and you're still going to get life in prison. You cannot debate me about abortion with these weak-ass arguments. They're just illogical. It's a fallacy. I destroy fallacies. Go ahead and join that Discord down below, though. But if a pregnant woman commits unaliving but survives and loses the baby, it's not murder? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It probably is murder. Plenty of women have been charged before for harming their baby in the womb. They've been charged with murder before. I know it's happened. There has been women that throw themselves down steps trying to give themselves abortions that's been charged with murder. I almost fucking guarantee it. If they're grape victims for abortion, I would still probably say no, because a grape baby has no different value than a regular baby. A regular baby and a baby that was conceived from grape, how do they have any different human life value? In Gaza, is it murder? No, it's war. I don't care. No abortion, not even for grape, not even for anything. No abortion no matter what. Ectopical pregnancies are not abortion. Because ectopical pregnancies happen outside of the womb. They don't happen inside of the baby. You don't even know what an ectopical pregnancy is. Ectopical pregnancy is when the formation is happening outside of the uterus in the womb, I believe, instead of inside of it. So no, that's not abortion. Not abortion, but that's a good question. Graham, who is number 46 for Eastern Michigan football? I don't watch football. I don't watch East Michigan, so I'm not even going to try to Google search it and play it off. Oh, it's so-and-so, and here's his stats. No, I'm not going to play it off like that. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure you have his football card. But hey, man, that Kamala Harris video, that was pretty funny. Trump passed ICE to protect us from killers and freeloaders from other countries, and you cry about it, you dipshit Democrats. Fun fact about ICE. If you look it up right now, ICE has captured more rapists, more human traffickers, more women abusers and children abusers than any other policing organizations in the world. I can completely understand people advocating for reforming ICE, but abolishment of ICE I think is horrible. Horrible idea, just retarded, stupid. Just stupid. But can we get to 150 plus likes? Where can I find that data? It's called a Google search. Google. Shout out to all the Canadians that love President Trump. I love the Canadians out there, but I'm not a fan of the Canadian government. I'm sure all you Trump supporting Canadians probably know why. I would go to southern Lebanon. I mean, it's controlled by Israel right now. I don't see really a problem with it. All because the Lebanese army and the Christian prime minister of Lebanon agreed to having Israel protect them. Justin Trudeau is such a fucking clown. It's unbelievable. Canada is a failing country, if you want me to be honest with you. Toronto looks like New Delhi. And Canada, you love pedos because you let a bunch of pedos come into your country. Muhammad and his boys, in their country, they fuck 9-year-old girls and it's legal. And you let those people in your country. You're fucking stupid. Canadians love fucking rapists. They love them. They let all these Muhammads in their country for a fact they know they raped children before. Have you seen that video of a Mexican ICE agent walking out an ICE area and he wasn't wearing his gear? And he wasn't wearing his gear and the Democrats were yelling yes until he said, "I'm an ICE agent," and they booed him. That's hilarious. If abortion isn't murder because it can't feel it, then date rape isn't rape. See how stupid that sounds? It's the most disgusting murder of all time. The violent murder of an innocent. Satan wish come true. Yeah, Satan wants abortion. Satan loves abortion. Absolutely just loves it. I honestly believe that Satan has possessed some of these women. Especially after you have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 abortions. How much fucking eviler can you be? How much fucking eviler can you be? The only thing more evil than having 1 abortion is going back again time after time after time. That means you're a serial killer. That means you're a serial killer. If you've had multiple abortions before, that means you're a serial killer. I don't give a fuck what you say, you are a serial killer. It's good versus evil. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I don't think aborted babies go to hell, but the people aborting the babies go to hell. But thank you, Elves, for that super chat. If we have any other fantastic, intelligent super chats, that would be awesome. Let's see what you guys have to say. But I'm anti-abortion no matter what. Even if there's rape. Even if. Still anti-abortion. Now, I'm not anti going to the hospital and getting a grape kit and taking the medications. If you go to the hospital right after a graping, they can make sure that you don't get pregnant. It's not 100% effective all the time. It's probably about 90-something% effective. I don't know 100%, but they can stop you from getting pregnant. And even if contraception starts immediately during the intercourse, then still no abortion. Debate Dean Withers. You shouldn't abort it, honestly. But if you go to the hospital and that's what they recommend to you, I will say, at least it's probably better than an abortion, to be honest with you. It's better than an abortion, but it's still a form of abortion. Even Plan B is still a form of abortion. It's just not as bad, arguably. I literally just agreed contraceptions is abortion. It's just probably not as bad as having an actual abortion when they're ripping the fetus out of you. But both things are extremely immoral. You got Google. Google it if you don't believe. Is it the same? That's an argument you could. Condoms, I would not say is abortion. No. Condoms is not a form of abortion. But if you're talking about Plan B and all these different medications and drugs they have out there, I would say those are abortion. Spermicide is not abortion. Anything that kills the living being once the egg and the sperm have connected and it's already it's already forming a clump of cells, anything that destroys that is abortion. Anything that destroys that is abortion. That's that simple. But can we get to 150 likes? Can we get to 150 likes, guys? And if anyone has any other thoughts they'd like to share, or they disagree about abortion, you could drop a super chat. Birth control pills, I guess, are not abortion. But I would still say that they're an immorality. But I don't think, birth control pills is not abortion, no. But you could argue some level of immorality, especially from a Christian's perspective. I can speak about whatever I want because I have the First Amendment right. Murder is murder. Murder is murder. I don't think Trump would ever pay for any abortions. He has 5 kids. Or no, wait, he has 4 kids, maybe. Or no, 5, sorry. There is a difference between prevention and abortion. I do agree. But if you're looking at it from a Christian perspective, you would say that's immoral. But if you're looking at it from a political perspective without the morality of Christianity or whatever religious faith you have, then you could argue that it's not immoral. That condoms and whatever is not, but, you know. Hold on, my tripod just got messed up. Faith is not nonsense. Everyone has faith. Rather, it's in a God or in themselves. And if you're faithless, you have no faith in yourself and no faith in God, then you're probably a loser. Likely. Well, if you're asking me from a Christian perspective, Mama P.O., I would say yes. From a Christian perspective, absolutely. They're immoral. The Bible is not a myth. The Bible definitely exists. Definitely exists. Now, as far as saying mythology, sure, but saying the Bible is a myth is just an incorrect statement. I'm cool with some kings like Jesus and Trump. Oh, that's kind of funny. You're going to piss them off. Yeah, the Bible is not a myth. It's been historically proven. Rather you want to say the miracles in the Bible are a myth, you can, but the historical information that happened in the Bible was historically accurate. There's literally not a single thing I can find in the Bible that's not historically accurate. There's literally not. All the time periods line up perfectly. Everything lines up perfectly. Noah's Ark, they even have a place where they found supposedly where they believe Noah's Ark was, according to the Bible. So no, even that has, some truth to it. Rather you believe the whole world was flooded or not, I believe at least that section of earth was flooded, but likely the whole earth. It's not that far-fetched. We've had ice ages, we've had all kinds of crazy weather conditions in this world. So he got polar bears? Maybe. I mean, you've seen how humans have gotten these animals in cages and stuff like that throughout history. What the fuck is the difference between Noah and a person working at a zoo? A person working at a zoo got a fucking bear to go in a cage. And you're telling me Noah's Ark can't get all these animals in a boat? The genealogy records in the Bible is super, super fascinating. All those pages of X, Barat, and Y are some of the most detailed records we have from the time. See, there are some of the most detailed records we have from these specific eras directly straight from the Bible. Directly straight from the Bible. Happy White History Month, guys. Happy White History Month, everybody. I don't think it was every single animal that we have today. I do not believe it was every single animal we have today. I think a lot of the animals we have today came from interbreeding and mixing of species. The Bible did not endorse slavery. It taught people how to treat their servants and their slaves. And the Bible specifically talks about not treating slaves, like human property. It's White History Month. There's nothing racist about white history, you fucking bigot. You bigot. You won't let me talk about my history because you're a bigot. White history created the world that we live in. The majority of the world that we live in today was created by white history. There's nothing racist about facts. Nothing racist about facts. But get those likes way up there. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop some super chats, drop some memberships if you want to show some love. Yeah, it says slaves. Sure. Because it was teaching people how to treat their slaves more like servants instead of slaves. It was trying to teach their slaves correctly because God knew that people were going to have slaves no matter what. So the best thing that God could do was try to teach people not to treat them like shit if they are going to have slaves. I love the colonization and I love your quote-unquote genocides, whatever you want to call it. Isaiah 3:12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee, and destroy the way of my paths. Jesus did not ban slavery. God knew there is still slavery going on today. So slavery could never be eradicated. Not by human logic and not by debating people or not by changing their moralities. It's never going to go away, unfortunately. The longest slave trades in the world is the ones that sold us, those black people, are still operating today, some of them. Some of those slave trades that sold us those slaves over 250 years are still operating. Still operating today, selling those same slaves. Transgender people are, really just man or woman. That's all you can be. There's only two genders. That's completely it. But join the Discord down below. What do I think about the slavery exception in the 13th Amendment? Technically, to our own Constitution, we can have prisoner slaves. We can literally put people on slave camps and let them work at prisons. I don't know if someone raped someone, murdered someone, maybe they should be working away hard on the field. I don't know. I don't think we should get rid of it. That's for sure. You're right. Gender and sex have been changed. They changed the definition of it in the 60s because they wanted to sell more transgender surgeries. You are 100% correct. You're 100% correct. They changed the word of gender and sex in the 60s. That way they could sell more penis removal surgeries. Before the 60s, if you check the dictionaries, gender and sex are exactly the same. Exactly the same. And even now, if you read certain dictionaries, they will tell you they're the same thing. But let's get the likes way up there. But if we have any transgender individuals, or maybe you had some weird stories with them, or whatever, you want to share some entertaining content, or be a co-host on the show, you can join the Discord down below. Click that Discord. It was changed because they were found out differently. I'm pretty sure you can still, you can co-host, Frank. Go ahead and join the Discord if you haven't already. I mean, is this D Frank? Is this the Jewish Frank? Or the Frank that claimed he wasn't Jewish, but he obviously had a Hasidic Brooklyn accent? Is that Frank? Message me, a little blue gecko. Message me. We could probably have a full-blown debate. And gender was not a social construct until we made it one. It was always the same thing as sex. Until basically the 60s. We already talked about Epstein. If there's something you want me to answer, you can drop some super chats because I'm about to hop out of here. Why would I retire in shame? First off, we're winning. Second off, this channel is growing very well. Third off, we're winning and you're losing, and we're embarrassing you Democrats every day. It's great. I think it's hilarious. I know you Democrats don't make enough money to talk about what you want to talk about, but if anyone has any final questions or comments, you can throw a few bucks into a super chat. We'll talk about whatever you want. When I see trans, Isaiah 3:9, they look up at their faces, testifies against them. They parade their sins like Sodom, and they don't hide it. Woe to them, they have brought disaster upon themselves. Isaiah 3:9, I'm going to have to remember that one. That's a great verse. That's a great verse. All right, guys, we'll probably be back at around 4 or 5. So if you guys have any final questions, comments, I'll give you about 60 seconds before I hop out of here. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And join the Discord down below to debate or talk about whatever you want. All right, guys. You guys have got about 30 more seconds. If there's any good comments or super chats, we'll stay a bit longer. You're welcome, brother. I hope there's a ton of new people. I hope you guys join the Discord down below, the link down below. I'm going to hop in the Discord, do what I got to do. But peace out, everybody. Much love, everyone. Much, much love. Adios. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll be back at 4 or 5 if you want to come watch.